They say success isn't about making big moves, it's about doing the small things right, consistently. That's exactly what Atomic Habits by James Clear is all about. This book doesn't try to hype you up with motivational fluff. Instead, it gives you a clear roadmap for transforming your habits, and in turn, your life. Let's dive deep into how tiny changes can lead to remarkable results. We begin with a simple but powerful idea. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. You don't need to change your life overnight. Just focus on being 1% better every day. Over time, those 1% improvements compound, leading to massive transformations. Most people set goals like losing weight, writing a book, or becoming financially free. But the truth is, goals don't determine success. Systems do. Goals are about the outcome. Systems are about the process. If you want better results, stop focusing on goals and focus on the systems that lead to those results. So how do habits work? Clear breaks every habit into a four-step loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. This loop is the backbone of all human behavior. When you understand this loop, you can start designing better habits and dismantling the bad ones. Let's break it down. The cue is what triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. It's like seeing your phone light up and feeling the urge to check it. The craving is the motivational force behind the habit. You don't crave the phone, you crave the feeling of connection or entertainment. The response is the action you take, like picking up the phone. The reward is the benefit you gain, like a dopamine hit from a notification or a funny meme. Every time you repeat this loop, the habit becomes more automatic. Now, James Clear introduces 4 laws of behavior change, which align with each part of the habit loop. 1. Make it obvious. 2. Make it attractive. 3. Make it easy. 4. Make it satisfying. Let's talk about the first law. Make it obvious. If you want to build better habits, the first step is to become aware of your current ones. Most of our habits happen unconsciously. You don't even realize that you're biting your nails, checking your phone, or snacking late at night. One way to build awareness is by using a habit scorecard. Just write down all the things you do in a typical day and label them as positive, negative, or neutral. This helps you notice your patterns. Then, create something called an implementation intention. Instead of saying, "I want to read more," say, "I will read for 10 minutes at 8 p.m. in my bedroom." That level of clarity makes the habit more likely to happen. You can also use habit stacking. This means you attach a new habit to an existing one. Like, after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 1 minute. You're using something you already do as a trigger for the new habit. Now let's move to the second law. Make it attractive. The more attractive a habit is, the more likely you are to do it. We're not just driven by rewards, we're also driven by anticipation. That's where craving comes in. One great technique here is temptation bundling. This means linking an action you want to do with one you need to do. Like, I'll only listen to my favorite podcast while I'm working out. Suddenly, working out becomes more appealing. Another factor is your environment. You tend to imitate the habits of 3 groups: the close, your friends and family; the many, your community; and the powerful, people you admire. If you want to eat healthy, hang out with people who treat their health as a priority. Behavior is contagious. The third law is make it easy. The biggest reason people fail at habits is that they try to do too much too soon. James Clear introduces the 2-minute rule. When starting a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes. Want to read a book? Just read 1 page. Want to run every morning? Start by putting on your shoes. Why does this work? Because you're lowering the entry barrier, you're building consistency, and that matters way more than intensity. Once the habit is part of your identity, you can scale it up. Clear also talks about reducing friction.
The fewer steps between you and your habit, the more likely you are to do it. Want to play more guitar? Keep it out of the case and in plain sight. Want to stop watching so much TV? Unplug it and take the batteries out of the remote. Automation helps too. Set up automatic transfers into your savings. Prep your meals in advance. Use tools that remove the need for willpower. Then comes the fourth law: make it satisfying. The human brain is wired to repeat actions that feel rewarding. That's why it's so hard to quit scrolling social media or eating junk food. Those rewards are instant. So how do you make good habits feel satisfying? One way is to use habit tracking. Each time you complete the habit, mark an X on the calendar. That visual cue gives you a small but powerful sense of accomplishment. And once you get a streak going, you'll want to keep it alive. Another tip: never miss twice. Missing a habit once is okay. Life happens. But missing twice starts to form a new, unwanted habit. Get back on track immediately. Now let's flip these 4 laws around to break bad habits. To break a bad habit: 1. Make it invisible. 2. Make it unattractive. 3. Make it difficult. 4. Make it unsatisfying. Let's say you want to stop checking your phone every 5 minutes. First, make it invisible. Put it in another room. Second, make it unattractive. Remind yourself of how much time you waste. Third, make it difficult. Delete the apps or log out after each session. Finally, make it unsatisfying. Create a system of accountability. Tell a friend to check your screen time weekly. Habits work in both directions. The same system that builds good ones can be used to break the bad. Next, Clear dives deeper into identity. This is the core of lasting change. Many people focus on what they want to achieve, but lasting change starts with who you want to become. Don't focus on writing a book. Focus on becoming a writer. Don't focus on running a marathon. Focus on being a runner. Every habit you build is casting a vote for your identity. The more you repeat the action, the more you believe in the person you're becoming. And once a habit becomes part of your identity, it's hard to break. Now let's talk about environment. Most people think they need more motivation, but often they just need a better setup. Your environment shapes your behavior. If your phone is nearby, you'll pick it up. If your workspace is messy, you'll procrastinate. Make good choices the easy choices. Design your space so it encourages the behavior you want. Next, we hit the plateau of latent potential. This is that frustrating phase when you're doing everything right but seeing no results. You go to the gym, you eat clean, but the scale doesn't move. You write every day, but nobody reads your blog. It's like nothing's happening. But here's the truth. Habits don't show results immediately. The work is not wasted, it's just being stored. Eventually, you'll hit a breakthrough. That's the power of compounding. Clear calls this the valley of disappointment. Most people quit here, but the secret is sticking with it long enough to pass through the dip. Now let's talk about mastery. Once a habit is locked in, how do you keep improving? The key is deliberate practice, constantly refining and stretching your abilities. Stay in the Goldilocks zone. Not too easy, not too hard. Push just enough to keep things challenging. Also, beware of boredom. The greatest performers aren't the most motivated. They're the ones who can do the work even when it's boring. When the excitement fades, your identity is what keeps you consistent. And finally, embrace this truth. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. The work you do today may not pay off tomorrow, but it will. Every action matters. So here's the big takeaway. Small habits, done consistently, lead to big results. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up. Every single day. You're not just changing your behavior, you're changing who you are. One tiny habit at a time.